Hello, my students in 7th grade. How are you? Hope you are all very well. Today we are going to take grammar goals, so please open your grammar goals. Page 60. Open your grammar goals book, page 60. We have Unit 9, helping the community. Helping the community. مساعدة المجتمع. So again, here we have the title, helping the community. مساعدة المجتمع. Now here we have a grammar start. Look at the box here. We have you have to be brave. يجب عليك أن تكون شجاع. You don't have to get up early. You don't have to get up early. لا يجب أن تستيقظ باكرا. Look at exercise 1 here. We have listen and point. Look at the picture. Here you can see a firefighter. A firefighter. He is brave. So again, the firefighter is brave. رجل الإطفاء شجاع. A firefighter is brave. Look here, you can see a teacher. The teacher is patient. The teacher is patient. Now here, المعلمة صبورة. المعلمة صبورة. Now the meaning of patient, صبور. المعلمة صبورة. And here, look, you can see a nurse. A nurse, she is organized. So here the nurse is organized. The nurse is organized. الممرضة منظمة ومرتبة. Organized, منظم ومرتب. The last picture here, look, you can see a chef. A chef, طباخ. And the chef is creative. The chef is creative. الطباخ مبدع. الطباخ مبدع. Now again, firefighter رجل إطفاء brave شجاع. Teacher معلمة patient صبور. Nurse ممرضة organized مرتب أو منظم. Chef طباخ creative مبدع. Creative مبدع. So again, the firefighter is brave. The teacher is patient. The nurse is organized. The chef is creative. And that's all for exercise 1. Just you should describe these workers in the community. بدنا نوصف العمال بالمجتمع. نوصف شو طبيعة عملهم. So the firefighter is brave. إذا أنا لما بدي أوصف رجل الإطفاء بدي أحكي إنه رجل الإطفاء هو شجاع. The firefighter is brave. لما بدي أوصف المعلمة the teacher is patient. هي صبورة. The nurse is organized. الممرضة منظمة ومرتبة. The chef is creative. That's all for exercise 1. Here we have exercise 2. Read and listen. Which job would you like to do? ما هو العمل الذي تحب أن تفعله? So this is the question for you. Here we have these community workers came to speak to our pupils. عمال المجتمع يتحدثون لطلابنا. Here we have the first picture. Look at the teacher here. She says, you have to be very patient and you have to be organized. So again, the teacher says, you have to be very patient. يجب عليك أن تكون صبور جدا. And you have to be organized. ويجب أن تكون منظم ومرتب. Look here at the firefighter. You don't have to be big, but you have to be brave. So again, you don't have to be big. لا يجب أن تكون كبير بالحجم. But you have to be brave. ولكن يجب أن تكون شجاع. Here, you have to work long hours and late nights. So look at the doctor here. You have to work long hours. يجب أن تعمل لساعات طويلة and late nights. وفي وقت متأخر من الليل. The last picture here, look at the chef. You don't have to go to cookery school. لا يجب أن تذهب إلى مدرسة الطبخ. but you have to love cooking. ولكن يجب عليك أن تحب الطبخ. You don't have to go to cookery school. لا يجب أن تذهب إلى مدرسة الطبخ. But you have to love cooking. ولكن يجب عليك أن تحب الطبخ. Now here we have exercise 3 on page 61. On page 61 we have read and complete. We use have to say that something is necessary or an obligation. So again we use have to. إحنا بنستخدم have to say that something is necessary عشان نحكي عن إشي ضروري. necessary ضروري or an obligation أو إجباري. إذا إمتى بستخدم have to؟ بستخدم have to للتحدث عن شيء ضروري أو إجباري. إذا again necessary ضروري, obligation إجباري. We use don't have to say that something is not necessary. إذا بستخدم don't have to للتحدث عن شيء ليس إجباري, not necessary. Have to and don't have to are followed by the infinitive. إذا again يا سابع بستخدم have to عشان أتحدث عن إشي ضروري أو obligation إجباري. We use don't have to say that something is not necessary. بستخدم don't have to لما أحكي عن إشي إنه مو ضروري, ليس بالضرورة عمله. And here have to and don't have to are followed by the infinitive. دائما بعد ال have to don't have to الفعل رح يكون عندي مجرد. إذا الفعل بعد have to و don't have to رح يكون عندي مجرد, فعل مجرد. Here we have the affirmative and the negative. الجملة المثبتة والجملة المنفية. The affirmative sentence, you have to be organized. You have to be organized. إذا دائما الجملة المثبتة we will use have to. While here in the negative we will use don't have to. إذا الجملة المثبتة رح أستخدم have to. الجملة المنفية رح أستخدم don't have to. You don't have to be big. So again here you have to be organized. You have to work long hours. إذا يجب أن تكون منظم, يجب أن تعمل لساعات طويلة. So here we will write have to. So here again we will write have to, while here we will write don't have to. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to go to school. So again you don't have to go to school. إذا الجملة المثبتة دائما رح أستخدم فيها have to. الجملة المنفية don't have to. والفعل دائما بعد have to أو don't have to رح يضل عندي مجرد infinitive. So look here we have be, work, be, go. And that's all for number 3. We have number 4 now. Match the professions to the sentences. بدنا نوصل المهن اللي موجودة عنا مع الجمل اللي موجودة from A to H. So here we have the professions, المهن, the jobs: teacher, nurse, chef, firefighter. Teacher معلمة, nurse ممرضة, chef طباخ, firefighter رجل الإطفاء. Here we have sentence A. You have to like people. You have to like people. يجب أن تحب الناس. Here we will match sentence A with the teacher with number 1. So we will write here number A. B. You don't have to be creative. لا يجب عليك أن تكون مبدع. You don't have to be creative. ليس من الضروري أن تكون مبدع. ليس من الضروري أن تكون مبدع. We will match it with nurse and firefighter. Nurse and firefighter. So here we will write B and here we will write B. Let's read again A. You have to like people. You have to like people. يجب أو من الضروري أن تحب الناس. Teacher, the teacher, and also the nurse. So here again we will write A. إذا رح نوصل الجملة الأولى مع المعلمة والممرضة you have to like people. من الضروري أن تحب الناس. So here we will write again A. You don't have to be creative. ليس من الضروري أن تكون مبدع. We match it with nurse and firefighter. C. You don't have to face danger. You don't have to face danger. ليس من الضروري أن تواجه الخطر. ليس من الضروري أن تواجه الخطر. And of course we will match it with the teacher and the chef. ليس من الضروري أن تواجه الخطر لأنه دائما الممرضة والفاير فايتر ممكن يتعرضوا للخطر بعملهم. Here we will match C with the teacher and the chef. So here we will write C. D. You have to wear a uniform. يجب عليك أن ترتدي الزي. A uniform. الزي الرسمي لعملك. And here we have 3 professions that wear the uniform. عندي 3 مهن بيلبسوا فيه الزي الرسمي لعملهم اللي هم النيرس, chef and firefighter. إذن الممرض والطباخ ورجل الإطفاء بيلبسوا الزي الرسمي لعملهم. So here we will write D in number 2, 3 and 4. And again we will write D in number 2, 3 and 4. E. You don't have to work at weekends. لا يجب أو ليس من الضروري أن تعمل في عطلة نهاية الأسبوع. And here of course the answer will be the teacher. مين اللي ما بيعمل في نهاية الأسبوع؟ the teacher. لأنه الممرض بيعمل بالعطلة والشيف الطباخ رح يعمل بالعطلة والفاير فايتر also work at weekends. So we will write here E. So here we will write E. We will match E with the teacher. You don't have to work at weekends. F. You have to be organized. من الضروري أن تكون مرتب ومنظم. Of course all the professions should be organized. كل المهن اللي موجودة عنا لازم يكونوا مرتبين ومنظمين. So we will write F, or we will match F with 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here we will write F and 1, 2, 3 and 4. G. You have to like food. You have to like food. يجب أو من الضروري أن تحب الطعام. And of course we will match G with chef. We will write here G. So again we will match G with 3 the chef. The last one, you don't have to work inside. لا يجب أو ليس من الضروري أن تعمل في الداخل. And of course we will match the last one with the firefighter because the firefighter works outside. يعمل في الخارج. And here we will write H in number 4. So again number 1 we will match it with A, C, E and F. Number 2 we will match it with B, A, D and F. 3 we will match it with C, D, F, G. And 4 we will match it with B, D, F and H. And that's all for page 61. Now open page 62. Here we have exercise 1. Read and circle the correct word. Listen and check. Look at the picture. You can see a chef. So we will read about the chef here. You have to know a lot about food to be a good chef. It's a hard job and you work long hours. So here we have, you have to know a lot about food to be a good chef. يجب عليك أن تعلم الكثير عن الطعام حتى تصبح طباخ جيد. It's a hard job. إنه عمل صعب. إنه عمل صعب and you have to work long hours. ويجب عليك أن تعمل لساعات طويلة. So here also the answer have to. من الضروري أن تعمل لساعات طويلة. So be circle have to. Here we have you serve customers. That's the waiter's job. But sometimes you listen to their complaints. Now here we have you don't have to serve customers. ليس من الضروري أن تخدم الزبائن، أن تقوم بخدمة الزبائن. That's the waiter's job. هذا عمل النادل، وظيفة النادل. إذا you don't have to serve customers. لا يجب أن تخدم الزبائن لأنها مهنة أو وظيفة النادل. So here the answer don't have to, but sometimes you have to listen to their complaints. لكن بعض الأحيان يجب أن تسمع للشكاوي. يجب أن تستمع إلى الشكاوي. You have to. So here the answer have to. You have to or don't have to be creative. Be creative مبدع. And of course the answer will be have to. You have to be creative. يجب أن تكون مبدع. So circle here have to, because you often have to invent new dishes. So again, you have to be creative. يجب عليك أن تكون مبدع because you often have to invent new dishes. لأنك غالبا يجب عليك أو من الضروري أن تخترع أطباق جديدة. أن تكتشف تخترع أطباق جديدة. So also here the answer have to. You, here we have to or don't have to clean the kitchen. Of course the answer will be you don't have to clean the kitchen. لا يجب أن تنظف المطبخ. But you have to or don't have to keep your uniform clean. So again the answer of course will be have to, but you have to keep your uniform clean. So here the answer you don't have to clean the kitchen. So we will circle don't have to, but you have to keep your uniform clean. إذا لا يجب أن تنظف المطبخ، ولكن يجب عليك أن تحافظ على الزي الرسمي نظيفا. You have to or don't have to wear a hat at all times. You don't want hair in the food. So again, you have to wear hat at all time. يجب عليك أن ترتدي القبعة في جميع الأوقات. So look, you have to wear hat at all times. You don't want hair in the food. لا تريد أن ترى الشعر في الطعام. You have to be very careful in the kitchen. You have to be very careful. يجب عليك أن تكون حذر جدا في المطبخ. You have to be very careful in the kitchen. The knives are sharp. السكاكين حادة. The knives are sharp. إذن السكاكين حادة. And the food is hot. والطعام ساخن. So let's read it again. You have to know a lot about food to be a good chef. يجب عليك أن تعلم الكثير عن الطعام لتكون طباخ جيد. It's a hard job and you have to work long hours. إنه عمل صعب ويجب عليك العمل لساعات طويلة. You don't have to serve customers. That's the waiter's job. لا يجب أن تخدم الزبائن لأنه عمل النادل، وظيفة النادل. But sometimes you have to listen to their complaints. ولكن بعض الأحيان يجب أو من الضروري أن تستمع لشكاوي الزبائن. You have to be creative because you often have to invent new dishes. يجب عليك أن تكون مبدع لأنك غالبا يجب أن تخترع أطباق جديدة. You don't have to clean the kitchen. لا يجب أن تنظف المطبخ. But you have to keep your uniform clean. ولكن يجب عليك أن تحافظ على زي الزي الرسمي للعمل نظيفا. You have to wear a hat at all times. يجب عليك أن ترتدي القبعة في جميع الأوقات. You don't want hair in the food. لا تريد أن ترى الشعر في الطعام. You have to be very careful in the kitchen. يجب عليك أن تكون حذر جدا في المطبخ. The knives are sharp and the food is hot. السكاكين حادة والطعام ساخن. That's all for exercise 1. Exercise 2 is your homework. This is your homework. Complete the sentences about a nurse. Use have to or don't have to. بدنا نكمل الجمل اللي موجودين عنا عن الممرضة about a nurse and use have to or don't have to. يجب أو من الضروري أو لا يجب وليس من الضروري. You have to wash your hands a lot. Wash your hands a lot. You have to. Here we have cook for patients. تطبخ للمرضى. Wear a uniform. ترتدي زي رسمي للعمل. Clean the hospital. تنظف. Clean the hospital floors. تنظف أرضية المشفى. Study medicine. تدرس الدواء. And help the doctors. تساعد الأطباء. So this is your homework. Try to answer these sentences by using have to or don't have to. And that's all for our class for today.